Greetings from the Northwoods of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. I'm Natasha, your plant-centered lifestyle guide, and you are tuned into my weekly video where I provide inspiration and answer your questions about a plant-centered lifestyle. And for those of you who don't know what a plant-centered lifestyle is, stick around to the end of the video because there you will learn more about plant-centered living. And in the meantime, I would encourage all of you that are on Facebook to check out my group. It is called Plant-Centered Living, Simplify the Transition with Natasha Lance. And the group really provides a great environment for you to ask questions. I am in the group. I do moderate it, so I will be there to answer your questions, to support your journey, as will the others in the group. And I think you'll really have a great time, so check it out. Today's topic is added oil. And yes, I have already done a video on this in the past, so please do check out my YouTube channel, Plant-Centered Living. You will find one on added oils, and it's a much more in-depth video, but I'm revisiting it again because someone recently asked this question. And it certainly is a question that when you're transitioning that it makes sense to ask. So you're saying, I'm already cutting out meat, and I'm already cutting out dairy. So basically, I'm not consuming any animal products anymore. And now I also need to cut out oil, but what about olive oil? I mean, olive oil is good, right? You can put that on your salads, and that's the good oil for you. And what about coconut oil? Shouldn't I be putting that in my smoothies? And I mean, people use coconut oil for popping popcorn and, you know, all the other wonderful foods that I enjoy. Well, the answer is that our bodies don't have any need for added oil. And when I say added oil, I mean oil that has been extracted from its original plant. So olive or coconut or walnut or safflower oil or any of those. Our body has no need for additional oil. People will say, well, our bodies need fat to be able to function. And the answer is absolutely yes. But you can get that added fat from things like seeds and nuts, avocados. So it's foods in their original form that contain that fat, but they also contain fiber and other nutrients that our body needs. So it's different than adding something like olive oil. Yes, even cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil. Because those commercially produced oils, even if they're high-end, even if they're organic, are still produced with solvents. Most people don't realize that. It's a solvent extraction process that's used. But even if it wasn't a solvent extraction process, we don't need the added fat in our meals. And here's why. Because that added fat is just added calories. It doesn't contain any fiber or any other nutrients that our body needs. And oil has been directly linked, that added oil has been directly linked to inflammation in the body. And the more and more that we learn about inflammation and what it does to support underlying disease in the body, and also be at the core of so many of the ailments that many of us have in today's society, we realize that we don't want that in our bodies. We don't want that inflammation. And if oil is one of the causes, then let's remove that cause. There are plenty of ways to cook without added oil. It is a bit difficult to get used to. And I don't even like to say the word difficult because it's just like anything. Once you practice and once you experiment, then it is no longer a challenge. It becomes second nature. So my first video does have information about cooking without added oil. So check that one out. And additionally, forks over knives. If you go to Forks Over Knives on the internet, or if you read any of the books produced by Forks Over Knives, none of their recipes call for added oil. And they also provide lots of tips for cooking without oil. So I would encourage you definitely to follow up on Forks Over Knives information. Well, I hope that this has given you some additional information regarding added oil, so that if you're still skeptical about removing that from your menu, then you can go out and do your own research and figure out what is best for you. I know for me, and for many of the people that I work with, I have seen huge results when you remove that added oil from the way that you eat. So I highly encourage you to give it a try, because I think your body will be the very first person to thank you. So have a great week, everybody. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.